We are back. Map number 2 of the grand final here between Bravado Gaming and 15AvgGang. Right now it's a team from Algeria who lead the series 1-0. Come one, come all. Plenty of space in the crowd right now to catch the action. Intel Africa Masters Finals. These guys on stage are playing for the lion's share of $30,000 US.
Sheesh.
Pistol round live tools. Let's go.
All right. Not much pace added. Slow and steady wins the race, Bravado says. Opting to forfeit that ace site, which is uncommon amongst uncommon men. Molotov smoke, flashbang on the side of 15AvgGang. Slowly creeping up, taking some space. Is slowly waiting and anticipation for reaction. Love the off angle. Very unique in the sense that they got a good read and a good setup. They've got utility to slow them down. Whatever comes their way, it seem to be ready for it. But at the end of the day, everybody has a plan till they get shot in the face.
And it looks like there's going to be a lot of that coming through here in this round right now. As you already mentioned, numbers towards this part of the map for the CT side. It is Slowies on the opposite side. Sees the A side's completely open. One player there. Now they're going to commit to the execute. Dotty gets a frag though. His presence alone is great, but there's a response from Bravado.
Brilliant response indeed, 2 versus 3. That flank comes in from Wipeout, 2 headshots, tries to get a third, but no, risk off, and it's Blaze!
Goddamn, Bravado, they won that round on the highest possible difficulty. They lost the first pick, and they executed into a stack.
What worked well for them was just Wipeout taking the gap, Blaze just playing it out, not overextending, understanding that he does have a partner coming from the middle region of the map, just to create that pincer towards that B site. Beautifully played from both teams, and it could have gone either way, but it's Bravado to kick it all off.
Great game sense there from Wipeout, knowing when to get into the thick of things as well. Forced by in response from 15AvgGang. Boost up to try and find them that opening kill. They do exchange damage, and it's going to be Lambda Core to take down Volge. Now remember, we were critical of Bravado in their anti-eco rounds on Dust 2. Anti-force buy is equally as important.
Constant reaggression, constant movement around the map from 15AvgGang. It seems to be something that they've adopted continuously. A double setup towards shorters could be deadly if they run into it. It's Blaze looking for information. This flashbang doesn't work out as Dotty gets the trade, blind as ever. No response coming out. Lambda calls the MP9 to chime in and sizzle them all down, chipping away at them. It's slowly forced to retreat. It's 9 HP left in the bank. There's no world in which he tries to clutch that, and recovering all the weapons, 15AvgGang even it out 1-1, Matt.
Huge round coming through from the 19-year-old there. Dotty gets himself 3 massive frags. The force buy goes the way of 15AvgGang. Remember, they're the ones with the momentum behind them right now, Tools. Winning on Dust 2, leading this best of 5 grand final 1-0. No map advantage for either team, so we could go the distance. We could have the full 5 map series here.
And wouldn't that be a sight for sore eyes, Matt?
I do just want to talk about Bravado in these anti-force / anti-eco rounds, Tools. Maybe I should save my point though, because there's a lot of aggression. Look at how far forward Slowy's been able to get here, completely undetected up until this point. He catches Ruskov completely off guard. He's able to find another here potentially as well. Frantically tapping away. Riser will win out that gunfight.
How did he even get that deep? It's Labrador to just timer and tape things down. The problem is Slowy was so far deep in that he couldn't allow, or there wasn't time to allow his teammates to respond and capitalize on the space that he created. Beautiful flash to slow them down, to allow 15AvgGang to reposition into perfect spots to defend this A side. They have Cat, they have Short, one player sitting on default. It's going to have to take a phenomenal offensive attack coming up. Dotty from high ground cleans it all up and nets them the second round.
Force buy dealt with. This was the main threat. Slowy was able to go up gap, I believe, using the audio around the land. Obviously difficult to hear those narrow or those tight footsteps, and so 15AvgGang don't hear him behind them, so at least he's able to get a kill, but doesn't turn into much after that.
And we're not seeing that enough from the rest of the Bravado players, taking that initiative, understanding that sound cues aren't really distinctive according to 1 Vertigo and 2 being on land. Dotty's about to get over 1, repositioning 1, it's Wipeout, take out Spike, and shame he just wanted to protect Roy, but that's 2 kills, it's an eco round. Is this really going to happen to the Algerians? They've been avoiding this all week long.
Give them a bit of a taste of their own medicine. Rizo might be overextended. He has so many players he's exposed himself to. Will still be able to get a double before he falls though. There was no investment into this round at all for Bravado Gaming Tools, not even a single penny invested into this one. So the fact they've already got 3 kills here is fantastic.
Yeah, Sorry's recovered the A1. Oh, he needs to be aware. Guns out, suns out, and risk off. Right place, right time, nets that third. But finally, we've been waiting for this, the gun round, the meat and potatoes of Counter-Strike.
Just going to try and get back to that point I was making a couple rounds ago, and I was trying to think about what Bravado was struggling with in those anti-eco rounds where they kept losing. And I feel like they might have just been trying to do too much at the same time. Normally you just want to narrow your focus down to 1 or 2 objectives in your anti-ecos. They were spread quite thin and they kept getting picked off here or there, and there wasn't any immediate responses. It's not like they just pushed with the remaining players in towards one side of the map, and so they kept getting thinned out.
And that's the thing. If you're going to be playing slow, static, and trying to read the round, it could also be the case that they don't know what the economy looks like, so they don't know how to sort of go about playing a specific round. If you know it's an eco, you want to pick the point of least resistance and use those weapons that are long range to favor you. But if you don't have that read, how can you do that? Viljon taking A ramp control, stopped in his tracks and slowed down. Got some spam bullets. The A1 usually favors these instances.
Oh no. That's so unfortunate for Slowy. Everything goes according to plan, bar the timing shot there. Rizo looking across to his teammates' screens to see if he gets the kill or not while he's blinded.
Saying lol at the same time.
I hope not.
There's such a lot of shots. Yes, he did well to time it all, but it's just unfortunate it works out like that. Another smoke to slow them down further. Pot shots through the smoke. Not too much damage, but they are reduced to 4 players. 1 minute remaining on the clock to problem solve.
And not a huge amount of util to problem solve, unfortunately. It does look like they're going to try and take some attention here with the flashes and a couple players looking for contact.
What off angle is this? It's like they know things. That one-way smoke, we've seen Zawu do that a couple of times. Most players have learned that information will be retrieved towards that A ramp to allow the rotations back to that B side to bolster it up, because the hits come in soon, momentarily. Risko, tasked to handle all the onslaught, the attack coming in. That's the double defense. Lambda Core pivoting between the poles, finding the man, and it's a 1-2 left-right punch coming out from 15AvgGang. These Algerians know what they're doing.
Yeah, Lambda Core was the difference maker there in that setup. Vilj with some tunnel vision, but understandably so, just charges in towards the bomb site, trying to get the kill on the player he knew was blinded up, but he doesn't account for Lambda Core in the back of the corner there. And that kill alleviates all the pressure, and Bravado crumble.
What I want to point out is how Viljon tunnel vision there. That is the role of an entry fragger. You need to pick one section of the map that you're in charge of and just trust your teammates will get the trade if that position you're looking at isn't where the opposition is. So just take note. Yes, he didn't find the frag, but he did his job. Unfortunately, they went in with 1 man down.
Four to 1. Only round 1 so far for Bravado is the pistol. This is exactly what we were talking about. Lambda Core, perfect position.
Was it Wipeout there who slowed down? Someone slowed down on that left side there. Was it hesitation? Not too sure where the opposite player is. Where did he die from? That causes a bit of confusion. But Vertigo, it lends its hands to confusion. Misinformation. Spike in. About to take his 1v1 duel up against, I think it is Slowy running up. Yeah, he gets taken out. Almost feels like Slowy has multiple roles in the team. When he doesn't have the AWP, he's the entry fragger. He's the one looking for space, being the playmaker. But he's the IG at the same time, trying to mimic a performance of art, if you will.
I think he's also really trying to allow for his teammates to thrive. So he takes the responsibility of having to be the point man. We know how well he reads the game, so he wants to make those plays that can create space. So I think he knows what he wants to accomplish in the round as the IGL, so he would rather be the one to take on that job himself. But 15AvgGang have no trouble cleaning up. Until something else I'd like to point out, when these two teams played against each other yesterday, it was the CT sides for both of the squads that were the most successful. So these T sides have been under scrutiny so far.
It's a cooler.
Oh, right. Thought you didn't know it was there, mate. Just looking out for you. Good option, though.
No, I got warm, so you did the right thing, Matt.
All right. Gun round tools. Here's the chance for Bravado. They've got the AWP in play. Utility rifles. need to start winning some rounds. They've lost 5 in a row.
Yeah, bear in mind this is a CT-sided map, so this isn't uncommon for now. Problem is, when it starts to run away from you, when you have that 5-round lead, that's when it gets daunting. This is Bravado's map pick, bear that. Be that may. Are taking some heavy losses from round to round. Finally, for the first time, I think in a while, they've established a ramp control, but we contested at the same time. Beautiful flashes, straight back and forth, favoring Bravado. Plays to pivot, but Riskoff is there to respond 3 versus 3.
Yeah, great kills coming through there from Blaze. He nearly completes the sequence with that's the sequence with that 3rd frag, but unfortunately not able to get his crosshair in the right place at the right time. Now they go back for the boost. Lambda in a perfect position though. Crosshair couldn't be better. He just peeks out. Vulge's head is left exposed.
In and out.
Oh no. Speaking of in and out, Raizo about to get himself in the round and send Bravado out.
But audacious for an AWP player to be doing that, but
wow.
They're going to recover. Get the AWP! Hello? Comms! Get the AWP! Okay, well, they won the round regardless.
I think they're super hyped right now, Tools. That they're just not even focused on picking up the AWP. Either way, look at the money on the CT side. Snowballing out of control right now. I mean, you were mentioning A ramp in that previous round. They were competing, but they never still got that full control and forced the CTs back into the site.
No round is easy. That's what I've gathered from this matchup between the two. Every battle means the most. Every position, every control has the utmost importance. Those small advantages add up.
Bravado Gaming on the back foot here, Tools. They lost the first map. Down 7-1 here on the second, and this was the pick for them, Tools. This is the map they decided to play second in the best of 5.
Very complex map to go with in the best of 5. Yeah, I get it. Let's get the technical maps out the way. That exhausts a lot of your mental energy before we move into your mirages, the usual.
6-1, excuse me, I said 7-1 earlier. Getting a bit ahead of myself. Maybe it will be 7-1. It should be 7-1, Tools.
Looking at the bar between the two teams, yeah, just plays with an AK. We saw his impact in Dust 2. We need to see more of that as they head towards this B side. Lambda Core opens it up, but that's a ruse. That's just a phase. That's clouding their judgment as they're moving towards the middle. That's the early warning signal. That's important kill Dory needs. Looks for the second.
Oh,
the
no.
takedown, Red9's doing the Lord's work, but Lambda Core slows it down. 2 players remaining. That's Lambda Core. He's doing justice on that B side.
Yeah, he's been doing a fantastic job on the defense in these past rounds. Still a solid round coming through from Bravado, considering the fact it is an eco. We've seen them get a number of kills in the eco rounds here on Vertigo so far. So at least a bit of extra economic damage, but as anticipated, the 7-1 scoreline. Let's get a look at the numbers here. I think Blaze is having another strong map. Yeah, 7-7 right now from him. Rest of the team struggling to fire though. Vulge 0 and 8, Tools.
Yeah, struggling to get off the starting blocks.
And that's problematic. He's the spearhead of this team.
He's the one they look to. Mr. Reliable is what we called him yesterday. But a map like Vertigo, very limiting opportunities if you can't find them. There we go. Some aggression come up from A rampant. Quickly establishing control.
Oh my god.
Every time we say this, just like that, they throw a spanner in the works, traded up by Blaze and looking to get more. Dotty already responding slowly.
No!
Short, and that's a crazy headshot from Dotty.
Slow, he had it there. He had the gap, he had the space. And look at the player playing around the smoke now. Doru will be able to adjust to find the frag in time. Again, Bravado down a man. He had to try pick up the pieces. Dotty continues to make moves. Excuse me, it's Raizo. He gets himself in the mix as well.
There's no time to breathe in that region of the map if you're Bravado.
That's
Every
true.
time you think you're going to settle, you think you have control, a left spanner comes in. You get that trade, a right spanner comes in. It's constant reaggression, causing that uncomfortability, causing that miscommunication, that uncoordination, and they can't just settle and execute. And that's the best way to go about playing the game of Counter-Strike. Constant disruption.
Wipeout looking to try to disrupt the scripture. 1v3 should certainly not be any chance for him as he does venture forth. Looking for a site, looking for a plant, looking for a kill though before either of those objectives.
Oh no.
Did he give it away?
Yes.
Oh no, that's
but it's land.
Okay, they didn't actually notice, and his little bit of initiative will net him a frag there before he has to commit to the plant, but Dotty might be further forward than he expects. I love this. This is so well played by Dotty. So well played by Dottie, getting ahead of the game there.
Yep. Always using those little gaps, those timings, because you don't anticipate that.
Exactly.
He was there recently, so he's in his... Because what happens is you develop an internal clock once you're moving around the map. Once you jump up, you get that first kill, you move back towards to get the bomb down. Your internal clock is telling you you're safe for 3 seconds.
Yeah.
But no.
And that's exactly what Dottie was capitalizing on. Normally in a 2v1, the ideal way to play it by the book at least is wait for your teammate, group up together, retake together so you have that trade potential. You normally don't advocate for the player who's close to push by themselves to try get the kill, but that's called game sense right there, knowing when to throw the book out the window and take the initiative.
Yeah, that separates the boys from the men, really.
That's another gun round there, Tools. You can see slowly manifesting.
Manifesting success.
I love his mouse pad, by the way. God damn.
Let me have another look at that.
Yeah, floral.
Oh, yes.
You could tell might fit the bill.
Fair, fair. I missed the memo there. Right, back to their shenanigans towards their ramp. This score. Blaze
there we go.
smells them out, and that's the first entry frag. But now, the hard part is compounding and capitalizing on that advantage.
It is a rare opening kill that goes untraded though for BVD, so this is one of the better positions they found themselves in here in the past 8 rounds. Doesn't look like they want to do anything just yet either, and I don't mind this patient, slow play coming through from them, just coordinating themselves.
Yeah. Because you kind of complete 2 objectives. You find some opportunity for information as they move around, they spam, and you slowly start to bleed out the defensive utility.
As for 15AvgGang, I mean, not making too many moves either. Normally when you're down in the 4v5, you want to do something to get yourselves back in the round. Where's Dottie's gun, by the way? Why does...
I think he just has a deagle.
Can't be.
Miscoms?
I mean... Alright, we'll have to figure out what's going on there and see if that's going to affect him or not. Couple players making their way towards Gap right now. Not a lot of time left in the round. 24 seconds, Tools. This is going to have to be flawless from Bravado.
Doru with the double as they're moving towards this A side. Smokes to give them space. It's Dottie with the deagle. And the flanker already is there. Lambda Core, no room to breathe. Suffocating Bravado as 2 versus 1. Finds the 1-on-1 engagement. And that's isolated. Duels. Blaze left on low HP. The spam to the smoke. Both are low HP. It's anybody's round.
One bullet either way probably does the job. Lambda Core does have a kit HE grenade.
Oh.
Doesn't actually let it rip just yet. Eventually it does come through. Going to be enough to do some chip damage, but not secure the kill. Now Lambda Core looking to try and get onto that bomb. Trying to bait Blaze out right. They know exactly where each other are. It's going to be Blaze holding the angle.
No!
Lambda Core on the crouch peak steps straight into his crosshair, but is the one to get the kill.
That's the prawn peak is what we call it.
The crouch prawn. Look at Lambda Core. What a huge round. That's a quad kill from him, Tools. 2v4. What a devastating blow.
Not only is he doing that on the B side, but he's doing that retaking the A side. 18 flags.
He's got 18 kills.
What's his KD? Do the math for me. Quick math.
That's
math.
9 kill death ratio right there,
Nuts.
Tools.
Talk about heroics.
Somebody check his PC. He are not normal.
Push admins, please.
Get the admins. Get the admins on the scene. What's going on there? 18 and 2. Are you kidding me? On the stage, grand finals.
That's a beating.
A 2v4 loss for BVD, Tools. After
insane.
losing 8 in a row before that and being down 1-0 in the final.
It's extremely deflating, and he opens up the scoreboard.
There we
slowly,
go.
Gets a lovely double. Both headshots. But again, they need to capitalize on their advantage. Time and time again, they put themselves in a good position to succeed. But it's the heroics from Lambda Core, the heroics from Dotties, the heroics from these Algerians. They always have this mechanic as they're moving towards this A-side. Lambda Core, no respect for the smoke, looks for information, and that should be good for them to work with. Molotov, which is going to force them forward, and beautifully played by Slowy, setting that kill up for himself, and Blaze deleting the aggressors.
This is much better from Bravado, still taking steps forward in the round. In that 4v5 in the previous, after they got the opening pick, they almost froze like a deer in the headlights, left themselves 25 seconds on the clock, and try to win the round from there. Here I like how they keep edging their way forward and asking questions, but Slowy is the hero here, Tools.
3-piece and a soda.
Clean kills as well.
Yeah. I mean, even the way he set himself up for that last frag, that third one, was beautifully played. So you can tell his brain is on overdrive.
The thing about Slowy is he loves taking responsibility. He loves that pressure. I actually think Slowy does really well with pressure, to be honest with you. And
100%.
So he's going to look around him and he's going to recognize that he has to be the player to break that pressure for his team, alleviate that pressure, lead from the front, and that's what he does in the round.
Because he's done it from round to round to round. I wouldn't be surprised if he has the highest frags on the board for Bravado. The difference in that round was the pieces around Slow were able to actually capitalize on the space he was providing. They were close enough to react and complement what he was doing.
Yeah, he's actually been making quite a lot of moves on this T side so far. You think about the rounds he's pushed up gap in towards A, through connector into middle even as well. You can see he's playing the situation. He's playing it like it's a LAN.
Yeah.
Not afraid to give away a few audio cues here and hope that the opponents won't hear him. That's experience.
It is. And the rest of the players are just catching up, and they're finally on the same page as Slowy. He's going to be playing fast. He's going to be making moves. He's going to be looking for that information, that gap to protrude, to create that avenue to strike and get towards that A side or the B bomb side. Now he's switched up point of attack towards middle. Slowy, he has an opposition. He's even taking a bit of that Molotov to try find that little bit of an advantage.
Here's a chance for Bravado to probably break the CT side economy, at least for the most part. Get, what, $1,900 when they lose this round, so a few players not going to be able to afford to buy in the next.
No way is he pushing regressing middle. No way Wipeout expects that. Labrador with the headshot. Labricon, excuse me, delivered onto Vilge. Call him a Labrador.
It's a friendly way of calling someone a dog, Tools, but I know that's not what you were doing. I mean, Labradors are awesome dogs, but Lambda Core, he's been a lion in the server today.
Facts. He told me to call him Lambda, and I'm like, well,
Lambda?
Yeah, Lambda, but that's harder than saying his name to me. Lambda, I don't know. I'd rather just say Lambda Core.
Right now, though, it's BVD down in the 3v5. They won the previous round, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build anything off the back of that. Dottie slaps it straight back down. Doru able to get a trade, but now he's the only player left remaining. He's never going to expect Viking in this position. Jumps up, exposes himself straight back to winning ways. 10-2, 15 average gang. The visitors, the away team.
Yeah, coming to plant their flag on South African soil.
I like that.
Dottie's off angle there was nuts. I noticed it earlier, and I've never really played a game where a player has used that against me, or I've seen it being used even on international scale, but it seems to be netting them an advantage. Not only that, it puts him in a position to regress alongside his other teammates.
Yeah, and it's also a really nice angle when you have that smoke that's thrown on the sandbags, because then you can see beneath that smoke. You just spot legs and get kills.
Exhausting every option, every edge, every gap is Slowy to find that man advantage, to alleviate the pressure of an 8-round deficit.
I mean, 10 rounds for 15 average gang is already plenty on the CT side of Vertigo. I think it's a pretty 50-50 map, to be honest with you. I think it comes down to team preference.
I must agree with you. There's a lot of occasions where I've seen the T sides pick up more rounds than the Ts and vice versa. So I think it comes down to preference and how much prep you've put in.
What is the plan? Very measured approach here in this round from Bravado Gaming. And they have been losing some early opening picks, so it makes sense that they're just trying to reel it in a little bit here, not offer up those early opportunities.
Taking their time to clear every angle, making sure every nook and cranny. As they push forward, pressure towards middle to create a gap towards that A side that will split the defense, to make some decisions, some thoughts as to where they want to end up. It's Slow with that AWP taking up Mansell, but that one-way smoke is just slowing them down. Time is of the essence, man. There's only 25 seconds left as they pace forward. 2-man by their side. And Doru taking point, swings out wide and finds no one at home, and eventually finds Doddy creeping, crawling in the corner, just trying to find peace and time. There's no 10 seconds left on the clock, but time is ticking by as they just try to protrude forward. Doru puts the bomb down, Blaze finds himself a double and protection from the escorts.
Yeah, beautiful cover coming through there from Vilge. Lambdacor knew the only chance there for his team to win the round was if he denied the bomb plant, but Blaze denies Ruskov life. And Bravado, with their measured approach, able to get back to winning ways almost in the 11th hour and the half.
If they could play that round every time on the T side, because even if they push towards middle, there's space towards A. If they push towards A, that lurker can pivot towards B. They're giving themselves options, no matter where on the map, to move towards. And that's what they weren't doing earlier.
Yeah, absolutely. A bit more tight-knit in that previous round there as well. Tools, Bulge, there we go. Got a couple kills in that previous round, at least one if I'm not mistaken. Now we're starting to see some flare coming through from him, Tools.
The fire! It burns! Started moves forward and Blaze once again. Continue with the stride forward. Ruskov deletes it. Blaze looking alive than ever. Bulge with the second frag of the round. And there we go.
This was also the most aggressive we've seen 15AvgGang. This time pushing in through towards middle. Very early aggression towards B. Pushing down ramp, not just looking to control it. And BVD's patience is always going to punish those types of plays. Oh, Spike and has his head ripped right off. Look at Blaze. He's on a tear right now, and Doru appreciates that.
And they're starting to feed off each other. Fuljon looking nice and comfy with that AWP. He had a really good spawn, took the initiative, got the shot. Blaze once again from the previous round, protecting the boys, getting the bomb down, and now just opening it up left, right, and center. But the fifth round is also important. The 15AvgGang, they're okay with the result moving into the next half, but for Bravado, they just want more peace. Mid-air.
Oh!
Snapping the bird out of the air, gets the double. That's the slow we all know and adore.
Even with the Julies himself and Vulge will work in tandem to get that kill. Beautiful frags from the captain to open up. And they should be more than enough to finish off this round here for Bravado. 10-5, the imminent scoreline. What a fight back from them here, Tools.
Yeah, what a brawl this game has turned out to be.
There we go.
To finish it off, and you're not going to catch Slowy with Slowy antics as they close out the half. 5-10. Game is still up in the air, in my opinion. Depends on the second half and how it starts off.
Slowy does look composed, Tools. He looks focused. He looks zeroed in. Despite the fact they're down 1-0 right now. Still keeping a cool, calm, and collected composure. Pistol round is big here, in particular for Bravado.
Massive. I mean, 10-5, double digits. But scary looking at it. But if you take it round by round, neglect the scoreboard, and just try edge closer to close off that deficit.
What's the approach here on the T side? Smoke, molly, flash, utility available, and numbers grouped up.
I'd love to know where Lambdacor is situated, because that dictates where they want to be finishing it off, and it looks like they are going to be heading towards the B side, and Slowy from the left-hand side, hooking them on the right-hand side. Is Vuljon, did he get the trade back, but is it going to be enough? They pivot their position towards this A side, but there's a player in waiting arms. It is Blaze, snaps the first with a lovely shot, deletes the second, gives them the 6-9 on the board.
How good has Blaze been in this grand final for Bravado, Tools?
Not only good, I mean, he's literally saving them round after round. He's doing more than he has asked.
18 and 11 right now. His mechanics have been through the roof in this grand final. Great pistol one for Bravado Gaming as they take a step closer to leveling up the scoreline. This fight back continues. I think that's 4 in a row now, from they were down 10-2 up till 10-6.
And I'm sure they're anticipating playing on the defending side. They probably feel more comfortable. They need to watch out. Almost getting caught out there. Razio hunting down Slowy, but it's swap out to get the trade. And these rounds are very important to just handle and make sure you're keeping enough alive to inflate your own economy, to reinvest.
Yeah, I mean, it has been the situation where CT sides have been the most dominant between these two teams when they've played against each other. So, wouldn't be much of a surprise to see Bravado coming to life on the CT side. Vulge certainly starting to come to life here. Wipeout changes to his Incendiary at the worst possible moment, but it's not going to cost him the kill. 10-7, just 3 rounds between them. Has to be another eco here from 15AvgGang, and again, an overinvestment there into the pistols, Tools. We've seen this so much from the Algerian team.
And again, like I mentioned, if you buy 2 AKs, you compare it to that, everyone buys Deagles, they rest fully, and so all the bells and whistles, it becomes a much more competitive round. But they've decided to balance out the economy, invest, and give themselves a chance. The utility's there, the Tech 9s are there. We've seen how good they are with those weapons, so will it actually pay off? Wipeout in a one and done. You can rotate back off. Where's the support? And that's where we go. 2 versus 1. Doesn't want to over-aggress forward, but there we go. Doesn't really matter. He finds the money, finds the frags. That's the 3-piece for him now.
Oh!
Gets the 3rd. Oops out the pistolas. And Viljon closes it off. 8 rounds to 10. The gap slims.
It's actually not a coincidence that since Vilj has actually started to really find his footing here in the series, that Bravado have been fighting back as well. That's synonymous with one in the same. Vilj igniting this comeback along with Slowy, I would say.
And Slowy's the one to ignite the spark for the rest of them to get going.
And that's exactly what I was talking about. What a captain to do that.
Yeah, lead from the front, lead by example. I mean, that's the guy you follow into the fires of Mordor.
That's it, Tools. Slowy says jump, they say how high. Into the gun round we go.
So they rehydrate, get everything going. So you can see crowd waiting, anticipation. Will the boys in blue mount this comeback?
Is a bit of a bonus round here for Bravado. I mean, they played 3 a pistol and then 2 anti-ecos essentially, so they've got extra cash in the bank, but 15AvgGang have everything they need here. Look at how fast-paced they are in towards ramp.
I want to say Doru needs to just be aware of the smoke pushes, the criminalistic moves. Wipeout, beautiful crosshair placement. Lovely swing, evens it out, 4-4. He's controlled the mid-sector of the map, and now the A side is allowed to bulk up their defense a bit further. The spams through, peppering. They're looking to go for a double peek here. That smoke kind of benefits Bravado, gives them some peace for the next 18 seconds, allows Doru to recompose himself.
He's out to the open. Wow.
Risk off. Bold, brazen move. Not going to work out. Doru's woke.
Look at Slowy's position right now. You can barely see him even with the X-ray just tucked in behind the girder. Man advantage for Bravado, but not incredibly healthy right now in a couple of their players.
Yeah, Viljon, Slowy need to be the ones. I think it's the first flashbang. Will he swing off that Slowy in high ground? Gonna find the person, trade it out, but no one was there for the trade, and it's down to Vilj and Doru, 1 versus 2. Labdicor.
Oh no!
Down momentarily though. Don't give him space. Don't let him breathe.
He actually decided to go for the molly instead of the peak. He didn't realize where the plant comes through there. Lambdicor just able to get himself off position as well. What's the timing like? Perfect for him. Didn't want to give that one away. Lambdicor gets the kill into Vilj. Now his position's been compromised. 1v1 for Doru. Oh no! The timing couldn't have been better for Lambdicor on both of those fights, Tools. What a way for him to win the first round for his team here in the second half.
That is a big brain 2v1 clutch. I'm sorry, he played that to perfection. Put the bomb down, slipped through the cracks. Oh yes, Viljon allowed him the opportunity to make that. Same time, he's trying to stick to protocol. Let's retake together, so let's slow down the retake. But what we saw, remember, was a Doddy on that B side, where he took the opportunity to slip right through and find Wipeout while putting the bomb down. So there's different schools of thought trying to come in, and you need to detach from the norm sometimes.
I think Lambdicor's decision to plant where he did was also so important because he knew Doru was towards gap, so he didn't have any other option using the boxes as cover.
They don't hesitate, eh?
That's true.
It's just instant.
And I love that as well. As soon as there's a decision that comes through that they commit to, everybody follows through with that. There's no second guessing. And obviously the school of thought is rather everybody commit to the wrong decision than everybody have their own approach that they try and employ.
Facts. Sorry, is he going to go through that? No.
Swing round here, Tools. Whoever loses this has got no money. Remember, that was a bonus for Bravado, though, for Masters and MP9s. Now they've got the big guns in play.
They've changed up the approach of attack. They got the utility. Big green onto Slowy. It's right where he wants them. Molotov will slow them down a little bit. B. Ramp hasn't been established just yet. Eventually, Viljon push back. And looking at the defensive positions, they can handle it. I'm just worried about the rotations from the A side. They're quite deep in there. Limited time to respond. Razio pivots back, looking to set up. The utility has been dispelled. No more utility left, just 2 flashbangs. So it's going to come down to the raw mechanics.
Yeah, going to come down to these gunfights as they start to break out on the side of the map. Bravado should have a pretty good idea of what's going on right now. A lot of information towards a ramp. Player watching middle, couple players locked in on the speed bomb site, though. I think that's just the leg shot coming through. Slowy's been chased down, he loses life. This way, Bulls needs to go huge, but he too will be overwhelmed. Wipe out the first responder, at least able to get a kill to make it a 3v3.
Yep, game's on. Molotov, flashbang, and the smoke on the side of Bravado. They can use that quite to perfection for the retake. Needs to be placed well. Doro comes in from the 6. Deletes Lambda Core, 2 versus 3, the advantage is there. How do they maneuver themselves? Dotty needs to find this man, he's the opening piece. HazE also finds one himself and it leaves Blaze all alone. He has been the hero for Bravado so long. Is he going to stick it? He does. Time is of the essence. It's ticking. 1 second left. He touches the box and he finishes it off on the last piece. Dotty!
Are you kidding me? I thought there was no chance for him to win that round just with the positioning there on the defuse coming through from Blaze. I thought he made the perfect call to stick the defuse. But the little clip, the shots through the edge of the box there will be enough to get the kill.
I felt the box would have aided him in that.
Yeah, me too. I thought Blaze played that correctly. But what an angle found there by Doddy. Multi-kill from him, 12-8, no money in the bank for Bravado.
Chest pains all round for South Africans. Brazil, lovely prawn peak.
Yeah, head pains now for Wipeout.
Every nook and cranny being cleared out and very strange.
A far more basic approach from 15AvgGang here on this T side compared to what we saw from Bravado, where they were playing incredibly passive defaults, lots of different things, moving parts at the same time, with 15AvgGang just playing 4-1s.
Yeah, 4-1s and 2-3s, literally. Making sure they're in positions to trade their brethren when need be.
Just employing that numbers-based approach, the brute force working perfectly here for 15AvgGang. 13-8, all 5 players stay alive, going to keep their AKs in play, build up money in the bank account, and looking to make a statement there as well.
A BM there.
Starting to get loud and proud in the server. Why wouldn't he, Tools? He's 28-10 right now.
The carry!
28 kills in 21 rounds for Lambda Core.
Big back pains too for him. Alright, Slowy has the AWP, Blaze has the rifles, they all got what they need to accomplish the task. The goal, the objective is hold strong on the defense. Blaze getting caught on his laces on the back pedal. Doro is able to shut down the cat control and Vulge takes an aggressive stance. He needs to.
Yeah, Lambda Core able to get out alive. Doddy in a great position, decapitates Slowy. Doru looks to try and be the responder, but he too will receive the same treatment. 3 versus 2. Wipeout looks to get ahead of the game as the smoke's been dropped. Able to find damage, but that gives up his position.
2 versus 4. Lambda Core still alive, posing a threat to high ground from Bulls isn't going to be enough. Do they continue with this retake?
Oh
Money
my
is
god.
not there for them. Wipeout goes down through the material.
You could say that might even be the map, Tools. That's 14-8. No money in the bank for Bravado. Anti-eco. We've seen how great 15AvgGang have been in those rounds so far. Should be 15-8 at that point. Then they have 7 map points. Up 1-0 in the grand final already. Things looking incredibly bleak right now for the Blue Star.
They're letting it slip out their fingers, Matt, and it's just due to the pace. It feels like they've lost control of how things need to pan out on the defensive side. If there's too much pressure in front of you, don't take the initial peaks. Rather set them up in that zone. Go for the regress. Set up one-way smokes on the sandbags. Make it difficult for them once they've taken a ramp. Let them trip over their own laces. Because as we saw there, Blaze was trying to get back, trying to get away from danger.
Yeah, it was the fast-paced play coming through that caught them completely off guard. And it's been their CT sides that have been reliable so far against 15AvgGang, but not in this instance. 10-5 on the half. They were able to win the pistol and then convert the 2 anti-ecos. But once we've got into the gun rounds, Bravado haven't won a round yet, Tools. 4 in a row here for 15AvgGang.
Not a good look. Not a good look at all for the South Africans. And the economy going to get that double off to make it easier for themselves to defend specific zones. They can leave one opera on B, have one towards A nice and early. They aren't using those one-way smokes, they aren't using those off angles we saw 15AvgGang using. Playing sandbags and then regressing off good positions with good set pieces, with flashbangs and smokes that disrupt what they're trying to accomplish within the round.
Guys are looking to disrupt them here in towards middle. Good molly segregates the players. getting aggressive, cleans up 2 of them, wants some more as well, and you'll find more.
That was a
Only
meaty,
3 points of health, but 3 frags to go with it.
That was such a meaty spray transfer.
Yeah. Great mechanics on display from 15AvgGang.
And I've always known, because they get to play against the Europeans, they get to play against the Middle East players, that their mechanics are extremely high, 15AvgGang. Their peak could be higher than some of our local peaks, but it's a consistency that's my problem. And the strategies, Molotov just shepherding Dora to his demise. And Doggy
yeah,
cleans up the rest.
15-8. 15-8. Complete and utter domination. Still though, Bravado have a last gasp. Can they make it work? Can they breathe life back into this game? There's only a pulse left right now, Tools, a very faint pulse. Need to get that heart beating. Doru looks to try and ignite them, but he gets shut down, super aggressive. There will be a response from Blaze though, great double kill.
This is the turning point, I believe. Man advantage, we haven't seen this in a while. Perhaps this could get the juices going. Forfeiting the A site once more, and it's very strange in how they're willing to do that. 3 versus 4, moving back in. One-way smoke to buy them some more time, more room. Vilge, like I mentioned, the double AWP's been the cornerstone, the foundation of Bravado's success. But is it a little too late, Matt?
Oh
no,
my.
Lambda core.
Wait, what?
Is that his dirty 30? Is that how he wants to close out this map? He takes the space, but Matt, it's all a ruse. It's smokes and mirrors. Slowy is in there. He gets the trade, but it has been called out. Blaze, he found 2 earlier on. Can he be Bravado's savior? The knight in shining armor comes through the flashbang.
Oh,
It's good.
no.
It's a self-flashbang. Slowy, rat arm, rat plays. Bravado gives himself 9. Another round to play for. Round by round is what the captain is dispelling to the rest of his compadres.
And I mean, look at how much initiative Bravado took at the start of the round there, just fighting at towards ramp, not taking a step backwards. Even when Doru goes down, Blaze doubles down and he continues to push forward, gets those 2 kills, and that's what secures the advantage for his team.
But isn't that what they were facing in the opposite ends? Constant aggression?
Yes.
So apply that back and it seems to work. Don't break what's working.
Yeah, it's actually nice to see Bravado playing with that spring in their step, playing with confidence and conviction.
Bulls on, back to it. But they need to be aware of those blind spots. There's one in the middle. When you rotate back, awareness is key.
Oh, Rizo missing a key opportunity there to get an opening kill. Wipeout happily obliges as the attention's taken away from him. Opening kill found.
Algeria haven't felt pressure like this all map long. How do they compare?
We've seen them do it with the numbers deficiency already here in the half. Losing the opening pick doesn't always result in them losing the round.
Vilge pedals back. Last remaining defender as the rest trots in. Will he be aware of the boost? Sound cues are slim. Flashbang gets him. Could that benefit or destroy him? Vilge finds it. That flash actually aided him. The Molotov is coming from his own teammates, and that puts a lot of fire in his feet, but it's slow to come in for that support. Labrador been doing a loads work, but is it going to be enough? Wipeout rolls in, and there we go. An extended lifeline for Bravado.
Continuing the fight back here, Tools. We saw them have a great fight back on Dust 2 once they fell behind the game. Can they keep it going here on Vertigo? 5 more rounds required to take this into overtime, Tools.
5 map points for the Algerians. 5 opportunities to close this out.
They had 7 to start. Squandered 2. And surely it won't happen here in this round. I mean, there will be a bit of an investment. They've got some cash to work with, but not enough to invest on all their players. Though we have seen Bravado struggle in these rounds already, Tools.
Yeah, it's the eco rounds.
Have to be clinical.
Bring their bravado. It's exactly what they need to push themselves into that third map, evening out the map score. Bear in mind, the Algerians are a map ahead, looking to put themselves in a second, an A ramp rush. The nades should be doing quite a bit of damage. No, it's just a tickle. Labrador pushes forward, a bit of spam. Just causing some thoughts, some concern for the boys in blue. They need to just stay composed, stay focused. Every round matters. The Tech-9s, we've seen what they can do.
Riser looking to try and take the attention away from his teammates there. A couple shots to try and bait them in towards his position. And there we go, Lambda with the hero AK. Catches Blaze, who wants information. Slowly at least answers back with the kill to level it back out.
All right. That's that rifle that's still in the middle of nowhere. They need to try stop the Algerians from picking up that weapon. As you can see, I think it's Vuls moving forward. They need to set themselves up. They need information. They're playing blind. They have nothing to work with. 15AvgGang on full control of the information around the map, as you can see. Forcing rotation, just a pre-aim spam. And that's just going to be a little ruse. Touchdown grenade come out from Vuls. Risk off, moving on towards the A side. Slowly, poised as ever. Picks up his man. 2 players remaining, AK and a Tech-9. Is that a run smoke? Not too sure where that's going, if it's going to help.
Actually, yeah, it will be quite nice to help him get in towards the site here. Problem is that the bomb is actually not in their possession.
17 seconds.
Nice angle there, Penny, showing us with the C4s. Thank you, man. I didn't know if it was on the top or the bottom floor.
Yeah, Vertigo can be like that sometimes.
Deceptive.
Slowy, quick with it. Labrador. I'm sure, let me just have a look over. I can see discussions happening on the side of Algeria. Beautiful round. Another one for Bravado. Round by round. It's a statement that's been made year after year since the inception of the game.
Looking to continue to claw their way back. Lambda up to 32 kills here. And actually, a bit of a weird investment coming through here again from 15AvgGang.
This could be the undoing.
They didn't have a full buy in the previous, and they don't here again. Money mismanagement.
Again, we've been seeing it all weekend long, so I need the method, the madness behind the method. I need to understand why. Is it to give themselves a chance in every round, which is what I'm thinking, but if they're going to do that, maybe incorporate one player getting full utility to allow that rifler more space to move in and just get those trades going and recycle that weapon moving forward. But as they conform towards that B ramp, plenty of time left to maneuver.
They'd love a bomb launcher just to get a bit of extra cash. Labrador spots the head out of one, can't finish off the kill. Information gleaned though. Great flashbang. Trying to aid Vuls, and he will get the kill. Nice preemptive spray from him.
Anticipating the follow-up shot who comes through, and there's all the players in blue rolling in hot and heavy as a squad. Risk off last player remaining. That's 12 runs on the board. The crowd gets louder. South Africa's rising. Bravado making a statement. That aura seeping through their veins.
That's 4 in a row coming through from them. Some skeptical economic decisions from 15AvgGang as well. Means that they're, again, going to have to piece together what they can. I mean, it's decent in terms of weaponry, but very light on util here, Tools. And actually, this couldn't be better for Bravado because they haven't had to play against the might of any full buy in the past few rounds.
They love this.
Exactly.
Keep doing it.
Blaze, though, could get caught up from the pace again. Able to get back into the bomb sites at least. Wow. This time he goes unpunished.
I'm sure as he breathes a sigh of relief, play starts to slow down. Full control of the A-ramp. What we saw on the side of the Algerians, they regressed towards this A-ramp after a few interactions of duels and utility being tossed in between. Doru needs to be careful here. That AK, both in the hands of opposing teammates. One shot, headshot, that's all it takes. That's the regress I'm talking about. But
oh no.
All the trades in favor of the Algerians.
Oh no.
Caught in no man's land. They start to tumble. It's Wipeout trying to recover. It's not enough. They need Vuls. He rolls in hot and heavy, but there's no space. He's been blocked out. No information to work with. And there we go. The Algerians hold on strong. They capitalize and close the final round. 16-12.
What a result, 2-0 now. They lead this best of 5 grand final. They need to win just one of the next 3 maps. and they will be crowned the kings and champions of African Counter-Strike. As for Bravado Gaming, some serious conversations need to be had in this break.